Hey gang.
Good evening.
Welcome back. It's been a while since we've seen you.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot to cover on this episode. Once again, I'm Matthew with Completely Celebrated.
And I'm Elizabeth with Completely Captured.
And yeah, we got a lot to cover today.
Oh yeah.
So...
Happy October!
Oh my god.
It's so exciting.
This one loves Halloween.
I got my slippers and my watch
Almost hit me in the face.
and my earrings, and I decorated the whole house.
I woke up one morning and I was like, what the F?
I was up super late.
There's bats and goblins hanging from the ceiling.
I was up super late editing, and I was waiting for them to export, and I was like, I'm gonna decorate. It was October 1st, so it was perfect day.
But it really answered a lot of my questions about all these packages that had arrived.
They were all very cheap, and
Yeah.
I was gone, and he's like, what's this? And I was like, don't worry about it. He's like, what is it? I'm like, Halloween stuff. But it was really cheap, so it's fine.
Yep, here we are.
Yeah, because, I'm not going to be able to enjoy my Halloween decorations very much this season because we're going to be gone for most of this month.
We're going to be on the road for 20 days this month. So...
It's exciting, though. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we got a lot going on.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? We're kicking things off in New Orleans.
Yes, love New Orleans.
New Orleans on the 7th. And last time we did the French Quarter.
Yeah, which is the tourist.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great. It was super, super fun.
And but this time we're going to do something a little more authentic. Go to Tchoupitoulas.
Where?
Yeah, you want to try to spell that?
No.
Okay.
I'm a bad speller already.
It's like TCH. I'm not going to even go further than that.
It starts with a T?
Exactly.
Yeah, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to go to San Antonio.
Do the Riverwalk again.
And then we're going to go to, you said Las Cruces, right?
Las Cruces.
Yeah, not much there.
New Mexico.
And then
a little pit stop.
Phoenix. We're going to hopefully see a couple of our friends that just moved there because they also left California. Tim, love ya. Haley, love ya too.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be in California for a wedding in Temecula.
That's right. Alyssa and Brandon.
Love you guys too.
220 people. It's going to be epic.
Yep.
We're super excited. We're
Is that
working
a ranch?
together.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun.
Super fun.
He's coordinating and DJ.
Yep, your photo and video.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, obviously, we got people that help us out, but
I just do all of it.
all the things.
All the things. No, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
It's my last wedding of the year, that I'm personally shooting.
Yeah.
You have one more in December. Yeah.
In Virginia. Yeah.
So crazy. The end of the year is almost here.
It's almost here.
And then where are we going after?
Going to Las Vegas.
Yeah. I forgot we were going to Vegas.
Prepping something. Stuff.
Anyways. Then we're going to go to Salt Lake City and visit our friend Ryan.
Who
Shout
also
out Ryan.
moved out of California.
Yeah.
As everybody's leaving.
Love her. And
then we're going to Denver.
Yep, I love Denver.
And then we're going to Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to Louisville.
And then Virginia, Richmond.
Yeah, I'm gonna go visit my friends and family back home.
Yep.
And
then we're going to Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
For a few days, gonna stay on the beach.
And then we're going to Charleston.
For my friend Brooke and Matthew's wedding. So
yes.
We get to be guests for once. I'm so excited.
Once. I am pretty excited.
I hope I can shut my brain off, my vendor brain.
Yeah.
And just have fun,
Yeah,
but I'm very excited to go to a wedding, and I love them. I haven't seen them forever.
Yeah, and then we'll spend the last week here in Atlanta.
At least we're here for Halloween Day.
We'll be here on Halloween Day.
I am so excited.
And we may actually book a party that day. Got a few things in the works.
Yeah, but
Photo
if not...
and video and DJ. I don't know, probably not video, but...
No, not video. Just not in Atlanta. Photo and DJ, for that. But, if not, if we don't I'm doing trick-or-treaters. Hopefully we get some.
I don't think we're getting some in this neighborhood.
There's some kids, I think.
We're the youngest people here.
There's a couple kids, I think.
Sure.
We are like the youngest people in our neighborhood. Anyways.
Yeah, so this month we're going to talk about timelines and layouts. Oh, yeah.
Do you want to talk about layouts first, since that's more your thing?
Yeah, I guess I'm more so affected by layouts.
I just have to take pictures of whatever the layout is. You know?
Yeah, to get those detail shots.
But when I had met you and you had told me what we're about to say, I was like, oh, that's actually so smart, because I as a photographer, almost never get like an opinion on the layout.
Oh, what am I going to say?
You're going to say it. But I think your take on it is actually like super cool, because it makes sense, and I think people should listen to you.
Yeah.
When they do it.
Oh, like making things complementary.
Exactly.
Instead of competitive. Like, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, if, having a lot of fun is really important to you.
Which it should be.
And just, have, if, the dance floor is in one space, and, you got to find where you're going to put the bar. Maybe you're going to have a photo booth. Desserts, whatever. Make sure all the things, if you can, put them all in the same space.
If it fits, but at least try.
Yeah, because no matter how good my music is, people are gonna hang out where the bar is.
Yeah.
It's just
how it goes.
How people work.
Yep.
So if your bar is in a completely separate space,
like a whole nother room,
then the dance party, then half the crowd's gonna leave to go to the bar.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have half the people down on the dance floor.
In fact, like I've even seen it where like the couple is like hanging out at the bar, and it's like, like they want to be on the dance floor too. So having them like right next to each other keeps it so cohesive.
Yeah.
And
same with the photo booth.
Yeah, that too.
If it's a situation where the photo booth is like right next to the dance floor, people will just like look over. Oh, it's empty. Let's go. Take a quick photo.
Instead of being like outside.
And then everyone's like, okay, let's take 6,000 people with us.
Yeah.
And then again, the dance floor vacates, and that's not really what you want, especially if dance party is really important to you.
Exactly. So it's cool to try to keep it all together, because it just keeps the flow.
Yeah, exactly.
So much better.
Same with like table placements. Making sure there is a good flow to and from food, to and from the bar, to and from the photo booth, and having the dance floor as the focal point. Having the tables around it.
Yeah.
Having the DJ right in front of it. If there's a sweetheart table or a head table. Making sure everything kind of flows in a good pattern that, makes it easy to get to all the things that are involved in your wedding layout.
Exactly.
Should we talk about timelines?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this is more where she's affected. I'm more affected at the end of the evening, but not so much.
I think I just have more of an opinion on helping couples.
These are all opinions, by the way.
These are all opinions. Nothing is like these. We've done a lot of weddings. We've seen what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
These are just something that we suggest. Is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so. Timeline. The reason why I have such a big opinion on how you structure your timeline is because
daylight,
and nowadays photos, like everybody wants all these kinds of pictures and doing all these different types of things with pictures and trends and all this stuff, and all of that takes time. And so making sure you schedule out your timeline to where you have enough time for all of that is really important for the photography side, because I can't control the sun. So if the sun's gone, then we're done. We could do flash stuff, but flash stuff has become really trendy and popular. But you don't want your romantics, your bride and groom portraits to be
Not with daylight.
Thank you. My brain farted. Anyways.
So the first thing you want to decide on is when you're having your ceremony.
Yes.
And, general rule of thumb is, having, I say, having, sunset towards the end of dinner. That doesn't always play right, depending on the time of year.
Because of the time change and the time zone you're in. It really all varies. So it's kind of complicated with just a general rule of when you should have your ceremony.
Right.
Or when you should have sunset be as far as the day, because sometimes the sunset's at 9. Sometimes the sunset's at
Southern California.
4:30.
And it's the winter.
It's
4:30
so
sunset.
Early.
Whereas vice versa, if you're in Atlanta in July,
it's 9.
It's 9 o'clock.
So hopefully your dance party has started by then already,
Right.
So there's a lot of wiggle room as far as when you should start stuff.
On your wedding professionals.
Yes.
That the venue, DJ, photographer, maybe even caterer, because the dinner plays a role.
Exactly. And as well as you want to make sure you feed your guests not too late because they're normally starving.
And oftentimes attire plays a role in what time sunset is. A lot of Southern tradition. If you're having a evening after 6 p.m., then it's the ceremony starts at 6 p.m. or later.
Yeah.
Then it has to be formal and tux. That's a very Southern tradition.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
Anyways, so it's the nighttime, so that's why we're drinking wine. Or I'm drinking wine.
Yeah, I'm drinking ginger ale. 'Cause I was 2 years sober.
Anyways, I say if you're in the winter months where the sunset is a lot earlier, at least scheduling your ceremony an hour and a half to 2 hours before, because you want your cocktail hour to be well lit, and lit,
And lit.
But you want the sun to be out because that's almost the biggest part of our day as far as getting pictures done, family, bridal party, couples portraits. That is huge to make sure that we have enough light. And then, the sun's going to set a little earlier. So it's okay if the rest of the evening is darker because then the reception starts and we don't get that luxury to do couples portraits during dinner for, that golden hour. And that's okay. But then the summer, you can start your ceremony well before sunset, right? Like you said, having it kind of be more towards the end of dinner.
Yeah.
And then we have the chance to go sneak off during dinner and do a couple extra couples portraits or you just have more light throughout the evening.
Yeah.
So there's
lots of things to go into that, and we're talking a lot about sunset right now.
I know.
There's a lot more to a wedding day.
Sunset only. It's important.
But obviously the day starts really, when hair and makeup starts.
Yeah.
Those, getting ready moments, which obviously, sometimes you want to get those photographs. I always suggest that, when you hire a photographer and a videographer, that you hire them until the end of the evening so you get all those fun
and then
dance party moments.
Subtract, especially if you're doing a grand exit and stuff.
Yeah, or a last dance, an intimate last
which
dance.
Which is a lot of people are doing nowadays.
Exactly.
And you want us there till the end of the night because I'm not gonna lie, that last hour of dance party are probably the best pictures that I get
good.
Because everyone is just having a good time and just vibing.
I can't tell you how many times couples have asked me to send them the videos that I got that I posted on Instagram, whatever, and because their videographer left. And it's because
they just didn't book them long
photo
enough.
And videos, they started when it got ready, and the couple, didn't hire them until the end of the evening. And that's why I always suggest, hey, hire a photographer and video team to end at the end of the evening, and
Like
if you want to
start-
add
Yeah,
more
so
stuff to the beginning of the day,
figure
you
out
can do that.
how long you need someone from the end of the night to where you want them to start for like getting ready. And
Right.
I'd say most of the time that's going to be a 10-hour package.
Yeah.
Again, depending on the time of year, depending on the end time of your day, but like most of the time if you want us there for
Depending on like how big your wedding party
That
is, like how many ladies are in hair and makeup.
yeah.
I mean, I guess guys can do hair and makeup too.
Mhm. But
And,
yeah,
yeah.
it just depends. So I always say to my couples that want like getting ready pictures, we actually don't show up until about an hour to 30 minutes before the hair and makeup's actually officially finished. So we're not there at like 6 a.m. with you guys, like just waiting for everyone to get hair and makeup finished and
Right.
done. We're there when the last person's in the chair. We're getting detail shots. We're getting candids of everyone getting ready and like touching up and stuff,
And then getting those robe pictures.
the robe photos because
Dudes putting their suits on.
exactly. So like that stuff doesnesn't even need to start until you're
Freshen up
basically
your bow
done with hair and makeup.
Yeah.
So
And then that gives you the
more time
to, that also is a determinant of, what your first look could be.
Yeah.
If you're doing a first look, which highly
that's
recommend.
also a topic. So, we do the getting ready. Once you're ready, then what's next? We either do a first look or we don't. And
Or first touch.
that's also really, really cute. Or, or a first prayer, they read letters to each other back to back, or there's so many different ways.
So many different things. Yeah.
But the pros and cons to a first look. This is like controversy. I'm just kidding. But so many people are doing first looks nowadays. I feel like they become very, very common. But I still get a lot of couples that don't want to do them, and I completely agree with both sides. I always say there's pros and cons to both.
Obviously, the biggest one is that you've taken out a chunk of your portraits, and if you do the first look, you can do your wedding party and maybe even immediate family, and then you have less photos to take during cocktail hour.
Or you have you have more time for couples
Did
portraits.
I do that right?
You did. You
Okay.
did great. You did great. There's more time. So I'd say my biggest reason to do a first look if you're unsure is you get more photo time with bridal party, especially if you have a big one, especially if you have a big family, and then you'll get more time with your partner, and you guys will get more couples portraits out of it.
And you might even be able to join cocktail hour.
That too, which is a lot of people want
Don't
to do
y'all
that.
want some of those past hors d'oeuvres that you tried out and then you're not going to be able to eat them?
Hey,
Come on.
I was like, normally a good coordinator brings them a couple. I know you do.
I would.
You do, but I get, you get, and then you get even more time with your guests.
Exactly.
But that's probably like the biggest reason is if you're unsure, then I would say do it if you want to make sure you get all those pictures in, as well as like just creating less stress as far as the time constraint that we have. Because if we don't do a first look, we have to do family, the group bridal party, and couples portraits in an hour, which is very, very difficult to do, especially if you have a large family and a large bridal party.
Yeah. Large wedding party, yeah.
Yeah, so I always say bridal, but it's wedding party.
Well, there's lots of people that mix and match.
No, I know.
Genders and whatever side,
No, absolutely. I just brain.
Okay.
So, anyways.
That's what it was called for years, and then we, became more inclusive.
Yeah, wedding party.
Right.
So.
Like a ready room, not a bridal suite.
Exactly. That's a new one that I've been hearing and stuff now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and then moving on to like the festivities of a wedding day,
Yeah.
which generally is about 6 hours. I always allot 1 hour for ceremony. It doesn't usually take an hour. It's usually 20-30 minutes, but I say, there's 30 minutes for seating, which, for me, I'm playing music for 30 minutes.
Yeah. You're saying, for ceremony, yeah.
For ceremony, and then,
And then most ceremonies are half hour. Obviously, if you're getting married in a church, that's very different. Or you have a longer ceremony, it's very
there's
different.
travel time between the church and the reception.
Especially, like, religious ceremony. This is applying to people who are having shorter ceremonies, I guess, because
Right.
there's religious ceremonies that are 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know.
But then, outside of the ceremony, there's another 5 hours.
Yes.
There's a 1 hour for a cocktail reception, or people call it cocktail hour.
Yes.
And then you have your 4-hour reception, which is 1 hour of dinner and 3 hours of dancing. I've had people do 4 hours of dancing, and here for it.
A lot of people just want to have fun, right? And
you said you've had people do 2 hours of dancing. I don't think that's enough.
It all comes down to what time your venue has to shut down. Some places have time or noise restrictions.
Or time restrictions.
Or time restrictions.
Like they contract a certain amount of time. I've seen some venues that contract for 5 hours from start of the ceremony to the end of the night, which is, I just don't think it's long enough. But that's just my personal opinion.
It's just stuff to think about when you're choosing your venue.
Exactly.
Because I've had weddings go till midnight.
Yeah.
It really just depends on your venue, but that end time is going to allow you to have more party time.
Exactly.
And I've even seen, a lot of people are doing like after parties now, especially if their venue is done at 10, which is like...
I've done that too.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I had a wedding,
go do an after party.
I had a wedding last year where I was the DJ and coordinator, and they had an after party at a bar. I went at 10 a.m. and set up a sound system at the bar because I also had a relationship with the bar. And then went to the place of the wedding reception and set up my sound system there. And by noon, I'm in coordinator mode because all my stuff's set up.
Exactly.
And then I had an assistant come break down my stuff at the end of the night at the reception, and just hightailed it over to the bar. My stuff was already set up and played the after party.
Keep going.
It was a lot of fun.
So even if your venue is like a 10 p.m. cutoff, just keep it going somewhere else. And you could bring both of us with you. Like we've done after party photos before and stuff, and like kept it going, and
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So cocktail hour reception. Cocktail hour is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's an hour. There's past hors d'oeuvres.
You're normally taking pictures at that point.
There's a bar for your guests.
Yep. And
then you have your reception, which usually kicks off with some sort of introduction of. A lot of times, what I'm seeing more lately now is just a couple.
Yeah, I've stopped seeing bridal party announced.
I mean, or just announcing wedding party as a whole.
Definitely.
I mean, it's. I'm not seeing a lot of what I used to see, where you would announce,
individuals.
Pairs.
Yeah.
Of the wedding party, like
they just did that the last wedding.
Bridesmaid and groomsmen, such and such names.
Yeah.
And now please welcome to the party, Mr. and Mrs. or Mrs. and Mrs. Mr. and Mr. Doctors.
All
whatever.
of the above.
All the things. But yeah, so usually there's some sort of introduction, something, I usually, welcome everybody to the reception and then intros.
Right, and then most of the time I see, at least, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I see it go straight into first dance.
Yeah, that's
I feel like
how I recommend it.
I think that's the best flow.
And if I think it'll work well, parent dances is kind of a 50-50 for me, because usually I see it probably more so right after the first dance, but it's fine to do it right after dinner.
Yeah.
Kind of. The idea is, okay, we're gonna, have our first dance, parent dances, and then have dinner. And then, which is kicked off by a welcome, usually by a father.
Yeah. Or like a thank you welcome.
Yeah.
Or like
by
a
the
prayer
couple, maybe,
for dinner.
A blessing by whoever maybe the officiant was, or like an aunt and uncle, or whatever. And then,
There's like a fuzz on my face.
Love that for you.
Sorry.
Looks like you're picking your nose.
I know. So I was like, there's like a fuzz on my face.
And, you have a cake cutting, which.
But hold on, toast.
Yeah. Well, so I say cut the cake, and then have toast, and this is more for catering people because
If you're
you-
serving cake,
yeah.
right?
Well,
If you're
either
saying-
way, really, because if you cut the cake first, then whoever is going to be cutting the cake, like for the guests, has that time during toasts to
totally.
do that, and so you have that time to either have it served or have it put out on the dessert table,
Yeah,
and then
that makes sense.
yeah, which going back to the layout, if you are not having a served dessert situation, which honestly, highly recommend not doing that.
You're saying like do the dessert table?
Yeah, just have it.
Yeah.
Have all the desserts be on the table and have it near the dance floor. Why?
Exactly.
Because it's right next to the dance floor, and people can go and grab it. I love seeing pictures of people stuffing cake in their face while they're dancing.
Cupcake or
Yeah, it's
so
great.
good.
It's awesome. It's hilarious. Sometimes if there's a bunch of couples on the dance floor, they're feeding each other kind of like the nostalgic couple
Yeah, exactly.
photo cutting the cake, which and you don't have to cut a cake. You can do whatever you want. You can cut a cupcake, split a donut, or just not even make that a moment.
I've even seen instead of cake or dessert, they're doing pizza.
Yeah.
Do late night snacks and stuff.
Oh yeah, late night
it's,
snacks
that
are
fun
good.
stuff.
Going into the late night, messy.
Oh, the
Flat
flat
lays.
lays. Oh man, those I am obsessed with them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So if you don't know what a flat lay is, it's the details photos that we do the beginning of the day, with the invitation and the shoes and the rings and the jewelry and the tie or whatever. And they're all pretty, but now there's this trend that it's the end of the night and it's all of just the messiness of the evening. So the half-eaten cake and the bride's heels are taken off and an empty bottle of beer and
Whatever,
the champagne glass and the photo booth print and I'll put the rings in the cake and it's so
She'll wash it off afterwards.
very carefully. I don't put them over the sink. I promise. I swear, that's my biggest fear. Anytime I touch the rings, I'm okay, these are not leaving my hands. And so I'm cleaning them so carefully and making sure there's nowhere that they can go. Anyways, yes, I clean them off.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, those are the coolest. I think they're so cool. And, normally during the dance party, I'm capturing everything, but I have some time to be able to collect those items and
So after cake and toasts, pretty much open dancing.
Well, I wanted to touch on toasts
Okay.
real quick. Do not do toasts before dinner, ever.
Oh no, don't do that.
Only after.
and limit.
The thank you toast and the welcome is totally okay before dinner, but do not ever do toasts until after dinner because
Yeah. One thing I do.
they go a long time sometimes.
They can go a long
They can
time.
go a long time.
And this is one of my time saving tactics is, saving time for your dance party is, if you're doing a buffet, when the last table sits, go ahead and start your cake and toasts.
Yeah, exactly.
And because people can still be eating. And same with served, or family style. You can totally, have
Serve
people
toast.
eating while you cut the cake and do toasts because that's fine.
Exactly.
Totally fine. People don't need to be making a massive ruckus while they eat. At least I hope not, unless you have lots of children, which, that's
That
another
happens
thing.
too.
Yeah, so after cake and toasts, you can there's a number of ways you can kind of kick off the dance floor, if you will.
Yeah.
One thing that she loves to do is
Group photo with everyone.
just get everyone on the dance floor.
It's honestly and what is super cool, what you're going to talk about after is also a really great way to kick off the dance floor, and I've seen it both ways.
I guess she just knows what I'm going to talk about.
I just love you.
Okay. Same page.
Anyways.
Right here.
I just think the group photo is fun because a lot of the times my couples always tell me they wish they could get a picture with everybody, or they want to try to get pictures with everybody throughout the night, and they have this stress on them that's oh, we gotta do like the table photos, or we gotta go do like, we wanna like set up something where like people come to us, and it just like that stuff can take like a long time if it's not organized correctly.
I've seen some funny group photos.
But the group photo is
seen
like,
some funny
it's
group
so
photos.
fun. And
I saw, she wasn't a photographer, it was another photographer, where they,
I'm just kidding.
they had the whole group photo, and then like one lady pulled her titty out,
Stop.
and then there's like a girl over here is like pointing at her.
Oh man,
like,
see
you
that?
pulled your titty out, and like the couple's kissing like right next to
I've
them.
never seen that myself, but yeah, that don't do that. Don't be that guest.
Yeah.
It's funny, but like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm sure the couple laughed though.
Yeah,
I
would. They saw the photo and was laughing their faces off. Yeah. At least that's what the photographer told me.
But anyways, yeah, like the group photo could be super fun. I have some people that just like don't really care for it, and like that's totally fine.
And you can do what I call a reverse anniversary dance.
Mm-hmm.
So traditionally, the old anniversary dance was the couple comes to the dance floor, and then you add, you know, if you've been married for a year, come to the dance floor. 5 years. I do it the other way. I start with if you've been married for 40 years, and then I add 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. And if you just got married, come to the dance floor. And then it kind of becomes all these couples welcoming the newlyweds to the dance floor.
Right.
So it's kind of its own little cute moment. And then, you know, obviously the anniversary song is more of a slow song, and then you drop a banger. And get everyone on the dance floor and just go hard the rest of the night. Be extra lit. Some people want to do a garter bouquet, although I'm just not seeing it anymore.
Real quick, I wanted to tie back in the group photo. Like the whole point is like you're getting everyone on the dance floor, and then you like right when we're done,
then you drop a banger.
That was like the point of like then you drop the first dance song and like open dancing song, and everyone's like already on the dance floor. So it just gets everyone out. And again, like exactly how he said the same thing is like it just gets everyone on the dance floor because I feel like there's nothing worse than like when the open dancing just starts and nobody's on the dance floor and everyone's like, I don't want to be the first person. Like I don't want to. Like, I don't know.
Remember what that's like.
You know what I mean? So like these are great ways to just get your party going, and it's super fun and cute.
So yeah, moving on to the rest of the night. Garter bouquet kind of going out, but I got some ideas that if you want to do that, we can certainly help that out with you. Obi's barking.
I don't know why they're barking.
Luna's probably barking too.
It wouldn't be a video of us without one of the dogs doing something.
They're always weird.
The garter, I almost never see the garter anymore.
Yeah.
The bouquet toss is still kind of, people still do it. But I've started seeing...
They just hand it off to like somebody?
No, a lot of brides are dedicating their bouquet to their moms.
Oh, cool.
And in fact, the wedding I did 2 weeks ago, it was the cutest thing.
Yeah.
She got her mom's bouquet made from her wedding, her mom's wedding. Like they replicated her mom's bouquet.
Yeah.
And like she like got it made for her and like dedicated it to her.
How do you even know? Like, I guess pictures.
From like a picture.
Yeah, okay.
And like, so she asked her florist, she's like, can you make this? And I'm gonna like give it to my mom as like a thank you, because like the mom doesn't get like a mother-daughter dance, you know, and stuff like that. And so she was like, it was so sweet, and like I was crying, like it was really cute. But I've also seen it where the bride is also just dedicating her personal bouquet to her mom.
Nice.
So like that's just maybe a different way to spin it instead of doing a bouquet toss. But yeah, those are just not becoming as popular.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw a bouquet toss, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then, you know, get weird all night.
Get weird.
And, you know, you got a good DJ, you're going to have lots of fun.
It is very...
And you get a good photographer, you're going to have lots of good photos of all the fun.
Exactly.
That's right.
I will tell you how important it is to hire a good DJ. Because, not because of him, and because I love him, but because... honestly, it will make or break your dance party, your fun, your evening, like the flow of everything. Like it is so important. If the party is important to you guys, hire a good DJ, because they will keep the fucking party. I said the F word. I don't know if we do that or not. We
do.
We bleep it out. They will keep the party going, and that's so it is so important to keep that energy going, right?
It's what I do, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to keep it going till the last dance.
Yeah, which a lot of couples are doing their own.
I love the last dance.
You do?
Oh yeah. So the
It's
last
cute.
dance is like an intimate last dance, not like the last song
Everyone's
for
outside.
everyone. Which I can play. I've had couples ask me to play a specific song for the last dance. I've done Love Story as the last dance for all those Swifties out there. And super cute moment. Everyone's gathered around the couple, and the groom gets down on the knee just like the song says, and it's really fun. And
You just throw your koozie.
yeah. But like an intimate last dance, like everyone goes outside for the send off.
Yes, I was like, normally it's for the send off.
And the couple just stays behind, just the two of them. I mean, obviously I'm there and a photographer is there, but play an intimate song that's just for the two of you.
It's cool because then it's like the photos, it's like an empty room behind you of just like the chaos of the night, and it's just the two of you, and it's just always so sweet to see.
Yeah, which I've seen a number of things. I've seen Disney songs.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
And I've seen sexy songs, and maybe I shouldn't be in the room for this moment. I've seen cute little crying moments. Because they're just.
It's just like, oh my god, we got married. That's like the feeling, right?
They're talking to each other and reliving the day, and that's kind of a moment to kind of cherish.
Exactly.
So, then of course, closing out the day,
Yeah.
send off, which
Send off.
a number of ways that can happen. Sparklers, glow sticks.
If your venue allows sparklers, because not
Right.
everyone does. Yeah. I mean, this is maybe a California thing because
Is there
of
a car at the
wildfires.
end? Yeah, I can't do that.
No. But yeah, glow sticks or like confetti or bubbles. Bubbles are a big one
Or,
nowadays.
if you had those LED foam sticks
exactly.
at the dance party, just bring them
Just
outside.
bring them out. Exactly.
Yeah. There you go.
Use them both.
Multiple uses.
Exactly.
And then they'll probably end up in the backseat of their car or the Uber or the bus. Whatever transportation mode everyone is using to get home.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think we just covered quite a bit. I think this is our longest episode.
It is. I was like, we are going over, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We just love what we do, and we just have a really fun time talking about it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Stay tuned for all the travel coming up.
That's right.
It's gonna be real fun.
Right.
We'll share all of our journeys.
Where can people find you?
At Completely Captured on Instagram.
That's right. And I'm Completely Celebrated.
I was
on
like,
Instagram.
that's it, right?
Yeah. You have an underscore.
Do I?
in between Completely and Captured.
Because apparently it was taken.
How
even
dare
though
they?
it wasn't. It
wasn't.
weird.
It's not.
Very
we looked
weird.
it up. It wasn't. Nobody has
Nobody
it.
has it, but
So we're gonna
I'm
fight
not
it.
allowed to have it. So it's completely underscore captured. Thank you.
That's right.
And
I'm
then
Completely Celebrated.
normal.
No underscore.
Normal.
Yeah, and then we are.
The Traveling Wedding Pros.
Well, just Traveling Wedding Pros. There's no the.
Gosh, I'm just really bad right now.
It's okay.
About
We're gonna
those.
nail it. And thank you all so much for tuning in. Follow us on Instagram for all of our travel, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
See you soon.